If you want to check out the whole show, hit the link here at the bottom of the screen, available exclusively on odds.com. But most importantly, get paid in full. All right, we move on to Wednesday, December 23rd action. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. Odds.com. The New Orleans Bowl. Louisiana Tech Bulldogs, 5-4 in the season, versus Georgia Southern Eagles, 7-5. Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. Right now, a few books are at 5.5. The Georgia Southern favored, and a couple have moved to 6.5. In the total perspective, it opened at 51 and it's dropped to 48.5. Let's talk about La Tech first, going for their 7th straight bowl victory under Skip Holtz. La Tech went a month between football games due to positive COVID test. During the 1-month hiatus, top receiver Adrian Hardy opted out for the remainder of the season to prepare for the upcoming NFL draft. They returned December 3rd with a 42-31 win at North Texas. They closed out the regular season by being pummeled 52-10 at TCU. Their offense struggled at times, only averaged 325.1 yards per game. Senior quarterback Luke Anthony only had one game over 200 yards passing, and that was back in September against Houston Baptist. He did throw for 16 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, so it wasn't like he had a terrible season, but he wasn't able to gain consistent yards. Israel Tucker, running back, 129 carries, 525 yards, 4 touchdowns. They allowed an average of 34.3 points per game on 425 yards per game. Georgia Southern is coming off their 3rd loss in 4 games, 34-26 at home to App State. They dealt with injury problems all year. So starting quarterback Shea Wertz dealing with a shoulder injury. They say that it is likely that it will impede his status for the New Orleans game, or for the New Orleans Bowl. Backup quarterback Justin Tomlin has an ankle injury. His status is unclear. That means that they may have to play their 3rd-string quarterback. They have a very interesting 3rd-string quarterback, and he was in for that game against App State. He's a senior quarterback named Miller Mosley. Mosley went 6 of 15 for 131 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. And they covered that game. I was on them. It was very, very interesting guy, and they play hard for him. They love him. Their offense struggled at times, scoring 26.3 points per game, just 364 yards of offense per game. They couldn't move the ball all year long, just 102.3 yards per game. So they bring in their 3rd-string quarterback and actually get more yards through the air than they'd averaged all year. Their defense was excellent all year, allowing just 22.3 points per game on 335.5 yards per game. All right, we've had both Ragoo and Big Boss open up a spot. Let's go to John Ryan opening this up. New Orleans Bowl, take it away.
Well, this is an interesting matchup because you have Louisiana Tech going for I think you said the 7th consecutive bowl win, but they have a negative point differential, which you really rarely see in a bowl game. And that reflects the inconsistencies that you were outlining. They played an incredibly fast pace, averaging 74 plays per game. Georgia Southern, by comparison, runs the ball 77% of plays and executes 63 plays on average in total. Their pass play percentage is only 23%, and it's 52% for La Tech. 3rd down conversions are in favor of Georgia Southern too because of that running game. They run the ball on 1st down. It sets up 2nd and medium yards, and they have a lot of 3rd downs where it's extremely manageable. 3rd and 2 or less. Their 3rd down conversion is 40.4%. Red zone scoring is pretty equal between these two teams. La Tech 90% scoring either a field goal or a touchdown, and Georgia Southern 87% of the time. It's a tough game, but we have to make a bet on every single game. So this is one, truthfully, I would be a pass on, but I do have a feeling for the under in this game. And Louisiana Tech is 7-0 under, and after a loss of 17 or more points over their last 3 seasons. They're 8-0 under in road games after 1 or more consecutive losses against the spread in games played over the last 3 seasons. And scrolling down my sheet here. This is a rare occurrence, but this is what the machine learning is predicting for Louisiana Tech, that they are going to gain 4 to 4.5 total yards per play, which is below average, below their season average. In games that they've done that, the under is 13-3. And lastly, a little system here. It's pretty easy to follow. You're going to play under with any team against the total after having lost 2 out of the last 3 games. Has a win percentage above 50%, but not higher than 63. Playing a winning record team. Pretty straightforward. 5 years, 68%. And it manufactures cash. It's 8-2 this year, 48-21 the last 3, 299 and 198 the last. What would that be? Last 29 seasons. So I'm on the under.
Makes a ton of sense. And we can lower that juice all the way to minus 105 at PointsBet. Under. So John Ryan moving on the under 48.5 at minus 105 at PointsBet. All right, let's move over to DJ Big Boss here. Louisiana Tech, Georgia Southern. Take it away.
Skip Holtz, man. That's all I got to say. Skip Holtz, one of the former in Notre Dame coach's son right here. And this guy does really good in bowl games. Check his record. Bowl games, in a year like this, we don't know, but typically a bowl game is all about preparation and traveling and all those type of things. And in this situation, this guy is cut out to do that. And on defense, though, these two teams are very similar. Louisiana's giving up 97 yards on the run, 227 yards in the air, and Georgia Southern's giving up 112 on the run and 221 in the air. So very similar defenses, but the offenses are lopsided with the triple option that Georgia Southern runs. And without Wirtz gonna means a lot to that team. Even though, the quarterback only plays so much part in that offense, this guy has a lot of rushing yards as well. So he keeps it and gets a lot of yards. So replacing him is gonna be big time. So no other way to go on this one. Don't think about it too long. You know what I'm saying? It's bowl season. Take Louisiana Tech. Plus, what is it? Is it plus 5.5 still or something?
I can get you better than that. I can get you plus 6.5 for DraftKings.
Swing it.
All right.
DJ, you're right about that, DJ. Louisiana Tech 7-2 and 1 tie in bowl games, and against the spread they're 8-2.
Yeah. And Skip Holtz only been there 8 years, so he hasn't lost a bowl game in a long time. So that has a lot to say, like I said, about preparation and stuff like that. And also, Louisiana Tech gets the senior quarterback out the two. The other guy, Wirtz, is a senior, but who knows if he plays. But this guy is a senior as well. So
what's his name? Wirtz?
Yeah, Shai Wirtz.
Wirtz.
Georgia Southern.
Wirtz.
Yeah, Shai Wirtz.
Yeah, Shai Wirtz. Okay.
But yeah, that guy plays a lot on that offense over there in Georgia Southern. So without him, it's going to be a way different game. Skip Holtz, the guy to do it. They're giving you plus points in this. Man, sprinkle a little bit on the money line on that one too, because like I said, Skip Holtz is immaculate in these bowl games. So I like that one right there.
He is. He's 6-0 straight up, winning the games by 18.5 points, and he's 5-1 against the spread, winning the games by 17.8 points.
See, you put me and John Ryan together.
Man,
we got this.
And there was another guy that was pretty good in bowl games. Last name is Doc Holliday, and he went down like the Titanic. And I bet him he was like 8-0 or 9-0 or something. So that's a good number, though. He is solid. That's the thing about these bowl games, too, when you get to these, when they get to this time of the year, a lot of that has to do with not tradition, but just the way these guys coach these kids up for these games and getting, like you like to say, DJ, the preparation, but the preparation not so much this go around because it's just another week turnaround. It's a quick turnaround. So how quick are they going to be ready? That's what remains to be seen. So I'll just segue into that.
Well, I'll say this year is trending to the under on all of the, short preparation times on big games like that. So I kind of lean the under as well. But if I were to take the total, I'd probably go contrarian because it's kind of low. and it can go over any way. But
the money's moving to the under.
And I'm not a strong believer in when players go out, it just sinks the whole ship in college football. Like I said, it's always a kid sitting on the bench, can't wait to get in the game, and he becomes the X factor because nobody had no way to plan for him or nothing. And he could come with a whole nother skill set. Like in this game, they're gonna need to be able to pass the ball somehow. So if the third string guy was actually the recruit that could pass a little bit, this guy might be the guy for the job and can come through for him. But that's all to be seen in the game. Yeah. So, but other than that, it looks like I'm not gonna say that word, but it looks exciting to take La Tech.
La Tech at +6.5 for DJ Big Boss. Big Ragoo, what's your move here in the New Orleans Bowl?
I go back and I look at the opponents. I would probably give them like even par, or maybe, I don't know. Would you give Georgia Southern, John? You're pretty good with the efficiency numbers on scheduling. If you had to look at La Tech's numbers and Georgia Southern, who played the tougher schedule?
Louisiana Tech. Since I'm throwing the numbers around, we have a reference point now, and let's use Nevada as 27. In our show tonight, Louisiana Tech is 26.6. Georgia Southern is 22.
Yeah. So Georgia Southern, the lower is better or higher?
The higher the number, the more powerful.
More power. Okay. All right. Well,
Georgia Southern played a much weaker schedule.
Much weaker. Wow. Okay.
The weakest team I've seen so far in the show tonight.
Oh wow. Okay.
So far.
Well, I'm just going by memory because I know Army's defense is pretty good. Florida Atlantic at one time had was like a top 5 defense. But they didn't play a whole lot of small sample size. And App State, they're usually pretty solid. And TCU is no slouch. We know that. And Marshall. So that's why. But not the Marshall I've seen the past 2 weeks. I can tell you that. But I'm going to go contrarian here with you guys. I'm going to take Georgia Southern in this spot. I'm going to ride with the public. I just think I think if you look at their last every game they've hit the 20s. The first game against Texas State they scored 40. Then every game since they've scored like 27, 24, 20, 26. UAB against Louisiana Tech, kind of a shootout, 37-34. And their last one, a tough loss for them. They scored 10 points against TCU at TCU. So basically, on the road, they've struggled more so on the road with the one win at North Texas, and the other ones are losses. So I'm going to take and they are playing. Where's this game being played at? Louisiana?
It is in the great state of Louisiana. It's the Mercedes-Benz Superdome.
It's in the dome. Okay, so it's not in Shreveport. All right. So, anyways, like DJ likes to say, they're taking a little road trip down to one state over or 2 states over. They're going to visit their friends over there in Louisiana. We're going to take Georgia Southern and we're going to lay the wood here, 7.5.
Nah.
You get way better than that.
You can't lay the wood, Big Ragoo. You got to drop the sauce on this one because
we're gonna drop the sausage.
Okay, well, see, me and you, that's boss in the sauce, but me and John Ryan, that's the wood and the nail.
Oh, okay.
So we lay the wood and the nail over here.
We also got the lumber yard. Yeah, serious.
I think it's going to be more of a ground control, triple option. How many times does Skip Holtz coach against that triple option? You've seen it before, time or two.
I'm not sure, but they only giving up 97 yards on the ground. So if they already keyed in on the run, it's just a matter of time till you lock down the triple option.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll take my chances. This is just a gut play here, not much of a cap.
Come on, man. Come over here and join the wood and the nail. You could be the hammer.
I'll be the hammer. I'll drop the hammer.
All right. I am moving on Louisiana Tech plus 6.5 at -110 over at DraftKings. But I'm also moving on the under 48.5 at -105 at PointsBet. And that has us all locked in here. John Ryan on the under, Boss on La Tech at plus 6.5, Ragoo on Georgia Southern -5.5.
So how many plays can you put on the game?
As many as you want.
As many as you want. Okay. So we're just going with spreads and totals, right? No first half, none of that.
No, you can jump in first halves.
Oh, first half too.
Anything,
All right.
team totals, whatever you want.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right.
Now you got my now you got the wheels turning now.
Perfect.